I don't know what I'm gonna say even, but I wanted to say something because it's now December 21st, and on the morning of December 18th, my dad died. Um, I've made music with him. He went by Lydacane, and we have an album together, and we've got some songs together. We did a song together for Halloween, and he's released a bunch of his own music as well. And I feel so guilty because he wanted to record some more, and I just kept putting it off. Um, and I regret that so much now. But I was going through his old tweets, and on the day that we recorded our album together, he tweeted that it was like he said it was one of the happiest days of his existence. And me and him we were both very spiritual but not religious, I guess, and we talked a lot about like what we believed and how we didn't know what we believed and how we didn't know if there were souls or an afterlife or and that makes this very difficult because as a kid I believed that, we'd all go to heaven and that he'd be up there with my grandma and I could just be comforted, but I don't know what I believe and I don't know where he is. But and I know I don't really need to be making this video, but he was my like biggest supporter in everything. He would watch me stream like every single night, and he was getting really into games. He was playing Shadow of the Colossus and Resident Evil. Um, we tried to play some Destiny and some Borderlands, but he couldn't get the first-person camera down. um, and we played Mario Party together a lot. That was fun. He actually wasn't around for most of my life because he got caught up in hard drugs, and I felt so bad for him because he made a lot of bad decisions, but he was such a good person at the core, and those bad decisions just kept spiraling, and he was doing so good later in life, and he ended up living with me for the last like 5 or so months, and it was so nice to be able to have time with him and get to know him clean and talk to him about all the time we've missed. And he loved music, of course, and he loved movies, and we went to the movie theater together and talked about our favorite movies, and I showed him some of my favorite albums and he showed me songs that he liked, and we played pickleball together, which is some white people shit, but it was fun. um and 5 months just wasn't enough. I didn't think that things would get cut so short, but I'm glad I got those 5 months, and I'm glad that he seemed to be so happy from what I've heard. Another music friend of ours, Bad, um, he sent me a screenshot of their text where he asked Kenny, Lydacane, my dad, how he was doing, and he said, like, the best he has ever been. And he told me he didn't want anything for Christmas this year because he said every day living here felt like Christmas. And I just can't get over the guilt because he texted me and he told me that he thought he was having a heart attack and that if he was gonna die, he just wanted to die at home. But I insisted he went to the hospital because I didn't want him to die. And I thought that they would be able to save him, but they couldn't. And I just feel so guilty because if he was gonna die anyway, I should have gone against his wishes. But he wouldn't want me to think that. If he was here, he'd tell me that it's okay. But he is not here to tell me that it's okay. And I just don't know what to do with myself. And part of me feels like making a video about this is fucking stupid and weird. And like I shouldn't even be recording or posting this, but I want to I want to like share our album that we did together because it meant so much to him, but I don't want it to come across like I'm using his death to promote myself because I would never do something like that. But there's just so many things I didn't do. We were supposed to record so many times and I didn't. We were supposed to play games together so many times and I didn't. But I know he was happy. He said he was happy all the time. As happy as he could be. He you know, a lot of mental illnesses run in my family, and he definitely had some of the worst of it. He had schizophrenia, and he was bipolar, and he had said in the last few months that his schizophrenia was getting really bad, and that he just kept feeling like something bad was gonna happen. I never thought this would be what it was. But I'm trying to figure out what to do with these feelings. I'm definitely gonna put it into the music when I have the energy to again, but I don't right now. I've just been trying to play video games and distract myself, and I want to keep streaming and I want to keep making videos, and I I want to do something in his honor that seems like valid, I guess. He was like my biggest supporter in everything. He watched every video, he watched every short, he watched every stream, he commented on everything, he listened to every song, and I don't know how to navigate this. I don't know how to honor him through this stuff that I want to do without it coming across as something vain. And I don't really know what the point of this video is or where I'm going with this. I just know that I haven't been able to get out how I feel. I've done nothing but game and cry and take Ativan and get high because I don't have coping methods other than those, I guess. And losing religion has made this so much harder because before I thought I could just pray and I could just say it's in God's hands, but I just don't believe in God. And I wish I did. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna end this here because I don't know what else to say without talking in circles, but Lydacane, Lydacane. Stream his music. He talks about some real shit in his songs. And I wish I would have heard him. I wish I would have heard what he was saying a little better when he was still here. And he was the last person that deserved to have his time cut short. And I just want to put this video out there as like, I don't know, capturing this moment in life, I guess. And if he does exist out there somewhere, you know, if spirits are real, if ghosts are real, if the afterlife is real, whatever, if he can see this, I love him. Thankfully I did, I will say. I did, at the hospital, as guilty as I feel for making him go. When the doctors were around him, he looked over at me and my wife and he said, I just want y'all to know that I'm not afraid to die. Because death is just a part of life. But I love you guys. And I think that's probably one of the best final interactions I could have had with him. So, all right.